important piece of this offensive unit. And Mike is saying franchise that ass for 3 straight years. You know what? I think Julio is the kind of guy that would take that. He would take it. Yeah, man. I think that he would, he would take like 14 one year, I guess 15 and 16 the next year, and a $2 million bump, the next year. But at the end of the day, he would be cheating himself. I mean, that's what. Okay, Mike. Maybe not any quarterback can stand in the pocket and throw to Julio. Now that you bring up Geno, but hey, if Geno has time, maybe Geno can do it too. But this thing is crazy, man. Again, today the NFL shelled out $141 million. They agreed to shelling out $141 million. The cat from Kansas City, the defensive defensive end from Kansas City, Houston, got a nice little payday. I don't know what Mike said. That's what I'm saying. Mike wants to be on the show today. Hit the wrong buzzer yourself. But wait, Mike, what am I hitting the wrong buzzer for? Because I said any quarterback can stand in the pocket and, linebacker. Okay, he's linebacker. All right, he plays defense. Hell, I don't care. Yes, Coop, Tebow could do it. Yes, he could, if he had time. Well, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. All right, so, oh my God, I almost forgot this. Coming up, we're going to talk about this SEC Media Days. We had 4 more coaches that took the podium today. We had Missouri represented, Kentucky represented, Alabama, and Arkansas. And so we'll talk about that coming up here in just a little bit. Big story. Well, in my book, anyway, I think this is a big story. You had the former NFL defensive back indicted, Will Allen, indicted on 23 federal charges stemming from a $32 million Ponzi scheme he allegedly ran from July of 2012 to February of 2015. Now, if he's convicted, he could spend the rest of his life in jail, and the high end of this sentence is 200 years. Do I think he's going to get 200? I'm not sure. But to be facing 200 years, that's major. So what did he do, you're asking? Well, he was originally hit with the civil fraud charges in April after authorities uncovered the scheme, which involved Allen making high-interest short-term loans to other athletes during the offseason. And, Allen didn't personally have the money to loan, so he would raise the money from investors who would pay him because Allen would promise an 18% return. Once Allen had the money from the investors, he would then use it on himself. Now, under the federal indictment, which was obtained by the Palm Beach Post, Allen is facing a total of 23 felonies, as I mentioned, for his role in the scheme. The indictment includes 12 counts of wire fraud, 6 counts of aggravated identity theft, 1 count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud, and 4 counts of illegal monetary transactions. So what I'll do this evening is I'm going to go on Deadspin because I didn't have time today to go to the Deadspin article and actually read all 17 pages of the document. But this is unbelievable. He's facing 200 years in jail. Oh my God, Will Allen. And I know y'all remember Will Allen, right? Played for the Giants. Also the Dolphins. Yeah. This is a crazy story right here. Crazy. Also in other football news, Jason Pierre-Paul, another guy that we've been talking about here on the show, is well, he couldn't come to terms on the new deal. Mike mentioned it yesterday that there were several things that on his end that were holding up, what he was going to do. And of course, he had the situation where on the 4th of July he had I was about to say minor, but I guess it's major, a major accident where firework went off in his hand, blew his index finger to pieces. It ended up having to be amputated, and then his thumb, as we talked about yesterday, the explosion broke bones in the thumb, but it also did nerve and ligament damage, and so that's where the majority of the rehabilitation is coming from, or will have to come from. And so he's set to play under the franchise tag, which is at about $14.8 million. But he won't sign the tender until he's confident that he could actually pass the physical, as Mike mentioned yesterday, because if he isn't, then they will put him on the non-football list, which will mean that he will have to sit, I think, a total of 6 weeks with no pay. And so we'll see what happens with that. That's, again, that whole situation, the whole fireworks situation is kind of crazy, man. Usually I don't know what has happened with some of the with some of my dark humor. Because any other time I hear about a football player blowing their damn finger off, I got jokes for days. Maybe I'm coming a kinder, gentler Rob. Maybe that's what it is. And we have our One Take Podcast Nation checking in with us via the chat room, saying there's something about JPP I just can't put my finger on. Ha! See, that's what I'm saying. That would have been one of those jokes that I would have told. But I don't know why. I guess I actually have a little compassion for JPP right now. Not that I know the dude, not that I'm even a fan. But sometimes I have compassion for, idiotic people, or people that do idiotic things. I'm not going to call them an idiot, but people that do idiotic things. Sometimes I just have this special affection for them, like God bless their soul, or you know how old people do it. Anyway, this is Sports Kings Live, being heard via Spreaker.com. Don't forget, go to Spreaker.com, or on any of your mobile devices, you can download the app. I think they have it for Android, Windows, and Apple. So all of your mobile devices, download the free Spreaker app and search Sports Kings Live. And that's where you can find us. Jump in the chat room. And right now we have One Take Podcast Nation hanging with Coop, and also Big Mike, the other half of this show. Is yes, Mike, you are evidence of that compassion. Yes, I have compassion for you too, Mike. No, jokes, man. Just jokes. But make sure you check us out. And I was going through the looking at our listenership today, and man, shouts out to all of the foreign countries, that are showing the Sports Kings love. I saw a couple of that I hadn't seen before. I think I saw, and I think I saw Macedonia. And where's Macedonia? I know there's a lot of churches called Macedonia, but where is Macedonia actually? I know it's a country. But I saw they checked in. We had the United Kingdom. We had a couple countries from the continent of Asia that checked in with us. We still got South Africa rolling with us, so big shouts out to them. And there was a few other countries other than the United States of America that I see are holding the Sports Kings down. So we definitely appreciate this as we try to grow what, I used to joke back in the day when we were actually on broadcast radio. I always used to call, Sports Kings show, or it was called Sports Kings Radio then. I always used to call it America's greatest grassroots operation. Well, things happen. And me and Mike are now here on Spreaker. And we are really captaining or manning America's greatest grassroots operation, sports operation anyway. And so make sure that you tell a friend that we're here every night from 7 to 9 right here at Spreaker.com or on the Spreaker app for those of you that have it on your wireless device. Now, coming up and just I don't know, on the other side, we're going to get into this SEC Media Days. Read a story today talking about the old ball coach, Steve Spurrier, who is now 69. That's a great number. Great number, Steve. But now 69, and basically, you know, they were just making reference to the fact that he's getting up there in age and that, you know, his days could be numbered. When you talk about roaming the sidelines at South Carolina or at any university for that matter. And so we're definitely going to get into this media day because the biggest rock star in the SEC spoke today, that being who? Urban Meyer. Not Urban Meyer. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. Did I just call Nick Saban Urban Meyer? Well, they the same dude. They both win championships, right? They both win championships. But anyway, he talked today, and man, I'm definitely going to try to get our dude Dan Matthews on tomorrow because Coach Bellama was at Media Day today, and he had on some Air Force Ones, but they were like really dope. They looked like they had sequins on them or something. So I'm definitely gonna have to I'm gonna have to ask Dan the man about those shoes because they were fly. Oh man, if I had them in the collection, I'd wear them one night only. Those are some exclusive joints right there. So we'll talk about SEC Media Days coming up as well. And in case you're just tuning in and you're like, hey, Rob, where's Mike? Well, Mike taking a couple weeks off. Get well soon, homie. You know, getting ready for that big porno debut. You know, he had to go get the junk injection, so it'll take a couple weeks for that to heal up. So, you know, he'll be back slanging and banging in no time. And don't forget, we are on just about every social media vehicle, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and now Tumblr at Sports Kings Live. Everybody's wondering where Mike is. Mike chiming in saying nobody's wondering. Mike, look, you always downplay yourself, brother. Always downplaying yourself, man. Come on, man. Don't do that. Don't. Oh, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Mike has just informed me that he wasn't getting a junk injection. He was getting a junk reduction. Dang! You Mike? I hear you, boy. You really go, well, I don't know, man. You got a reduction. I don't know if you're going to be slinging and banging. I don't know about that. Also, it was some weird things. A lot of weird things that I came across today, including a story saying that Tiger has HIV. No, not that Tiger. But there is another black man that goes by the name Tiger. And we're going to talk about that coming up, too. This is wild. Like, I read this story. I read the story and I was pretty much just dumbfounded when I read it. Because the original headline that I saw said Tiger has HIV. And I was like, Tiger? Of course, there's only one Tiger in the black community that, you know, and that would be Tiger Woods. I mean, everybody has somebody in their family nicknamed Tiger, but you know what I'm saying. And so instantly, I went to the article because I was like, what? Tiger? Like, oh, come on now. I've been seeing Tiger get interviewed. I've been seeing Tiger, you know, talking junk about, you know, he's not retiring yet. He doesn't have his AARP card. So I click on the story, and it wasn't our Tiger. You know, it was another Tiger. But I was completely floored when I read this thing, man. It's a rare occasion that I read something and I'm just dumbfounded. But that's definitely what happened to me today. All right, well, coming up on the other side, we will talk SEC Media Days, the greatest conference in all of football, including the National Football. No, I'm playing. But the SEC Media Days are going on in Hoover, Alabama, through tomorrow. And so coming up, we'll just take a look at the four teams that were represented today. This is Sports Kings Live. Rob Calloway flying solo. Dolo.